Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by TheLines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by Nate Weitzer. He's on the East Coast, and we've got NBA player props to close out the work week with you guys on Friday here. Definitely want to make sure to subscribe to that page. We've also got best bets up in a separate episode looking at some sides and totals here on Friday. Also have NFL player props up, so might as well check into that YouTube page and follow along with us all season. Nate, let's go ahead and run right into your first NBA player prop here for this slate on Friday.
I'm going to try to ride the wave here and taking Wembanyama. It's not too crazy. 25 points. They're still hanging a pretty good number here against the Brooklyn Nets, who are on a back-to-back. And Wemby's been in the big city since he had that insane Christmas performance. He's just on fire right now. 30 points per game, 40% from three, up to 35% usage in his last 7. Only failed to score 25 once, and that was against Minnesota, so respect there. Against Eastern Conference teams, though, 40 points per game now in 4 opportunities this season, 45% on 15 threes per game. So, people were like killing him for taking these threes, but if you're going to hit a damn near 7 a game, go ahead. There's nothing you can do about that, and that's why I'm fine taking him against the Nets because I really respect their coaching staff and what they're able to do to limit stars. But I just don't think you can do anything with Wemby. It's just, you hope he misses. And on a back-to-back here, will they have the energy to bang with him down low? Even at home, they've given up a ton more free throws, 26 a game. Also allowed opponents to shoot near 40% from three. And they've given up a lot of three-point attempts to bigs too in the last 15 games since they really started the tank. They've been competitive. They just beat the Bucks, sure, but the point is their early variance with people shooting threes early in the season has kind of evaporated. They're now one of the worst 3-point defenses. Value's gone on Wemby hitting threes here. It's minus 180 for him to hit 3, but the point is last year he scored 33 against Brooklyn and only went 1 for 7 from 3. So it's if we can do a little bit better than that, I feel very comfortable about him being in the 25 to 30 range.
Yeah, the only thing that ruins a Wemby bet is them not playing him the requisite amount of time. But he's been scoring 18 points a game in the first half recently. So there's not much to like. I love the comparison. What you reminded me of was the Happy Gilmore line where he's like, "You can't take my grandma's house. She's too old. Look at her. She's just too old." And that's what it is with Wemby. It's you can't guard him. What are you supposed? He's too tall. What are you supposed to do? You can't. He's going to shoot over literally everybody. There's nobody that gets a hand up in Wemby's face. So yeah, I would agree with you that he's good against this lineup, which probably won't have Ben Simmons. Maybe he'll play the second of a back-to-back. I think he would probably get the matchup, but they'll maybe be throwing some Noah Clowney, Day'Ron Sharp out there. It's bleak in Brooklyn, despite the fact that it's bleaker in Milwaukee after last night's loss to them. But let me go to a nasty bet that, look, you're not going to watch Pacers Celtics because I'm telling you that Miles Turner is going to get under 2 blocks. That's not a reason to watch a basketball game. I understand this is not the sexiest of bets, but plus 130 is pretty sexy. And that's what you get for Miles Turner to go under 2 blocks in this game. Boston doesn't get blocked. I started targeting this last season. I didn't find it. I was sort of given it. And then when I started looking at it, I was like, whoa, this is a thing. This is a system play here, which is Miles Turner under 2 blocks against the Celtics. This got down to minus 155 in the playoffs last year, Nate, for him to get under 2 blocks because he just kept doing it. He went under versus Boston in 8 of the 9 games that they played last year, including the playoffs. And I have no qualms with including the playoff numbers in there because he was just getting more minutes in the playoffs than he did in the regular season. So it's not like there would be any reason that would be skewed against us. It's a wonderful bet for a team that doesn't go to the rim, and they don't go to the rim at Miles Turner, to be honest, either, because Miles Turner is either guarding Kristaps or Al Horford, or at times they tried to quote unquote hide him on Drew Holiday, but there's nowhere to hide against the Celtics defense, and you're going to have to come out to the perimeter. It's just that simple. That's why they give up the 4th fewest blocks and the 2nd fewest to centers at 1.56 blocks per game that they allow the opposing center to get against them. So you take a 3-point shooting team that's not really driving to the rim that frequently. The only guy that really is Jason Tatum. Don't really worry about him getting blocked. And by the way, I remember very, very clearly that in the game where he did have 2 blocks in the playoffs at the beginning of the playoffs against Boston last season, one of those was a steal. So I'll just throw that out there. 0.6 blocks per game for this man, and it should probably be about 0.4 blocks against the Celtics. So I love the under 2 for really nice plus money.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't co-sign this as much if it wasn't plus 130, but that's fantastic for something that's close to a 50-50 proposition, I guess you could say, just because it's such a low number. And it's like, yeah, two blocks here or there. Like you said, it's how the scorekeeper interprets some things that are steals or blocks, but there is definitely logic in that. Boston's just shooting threes, and if they're getting a clear lane, it's because there's not a rim protector there, and they know not to challenge people at the rim as they don't have to because they can just keep swinging it and get a good shot. Uh, Look, I'll take Evan Mobley once again, 26 and a half points and rebounds. It's minus 108 last I checked. I think it probably caught up to 27 and a half here, but that's fine. I mean, he's the man, and Aaron Gordon's out. So, like, who are the Nuggets putting on him? I mean, he's averaging 29 points and rebounds right now in four since coming back from the injury. Only played about 29 minutes per game, and he's just extremely efficient. 137 offensive rating. The minutes have gone up in each of those four games. And I think we're looking at a full slate of minutes here. I mean, Josh has taken the Nuggets to win. So, I mean, in a 235 total in a close spread, like we might actually see Mobley over 30 minutes, which is like what he averages on the season. It's crazy. But we're talking a 22 and 11 player per 36. We're talking a guy who puts up 30 points and rebounds when he gets at least 2 days rest, which he has here. And he went for 20 and 9 in a relatively easy win over Denver at home. Four offensive rebounds there. The Denver defensive rebound rate continues to struggle. Nobody but Jokic is really good in that department. And again, Gordon out. And they allow the most assists per game overall. So that's where Mobley's just going to be like finishing these possessions after Denver gets turnstile a little bit, right? And I mean, he, with no rim protection with Jokic back there, basically, like I just think Mobley, he's one of the most explosive, springy guys when he just gets it inside the paint, and that's why he's so reliable scoring the basketball.
Yeah, no, I'm not an Evan Mobley whisperer like you are. You have a beat on that for sure, and I'm not going to argue with you about it at all. I've never really had success betting on Evan Mobley or understand how to bet on him, but I know that you've been watching him a lot this season and looking for his stuff, and I have no problems with it. I mean, I have a ton of respect for that dude. I don't really like betting on the Cavs. I've realized the only guy I do like betting on, and I'll just throw this one out there. Jared Allen has a stupid high hit rate on his first quarter points, and they just keep giving it to us at over 3.5. And he plays 10 minutes, and that's what I'm looking for in the first quarter bets, just to throw one more at you guys, because I am sticking in the Denver game for my final bet. But just a little added bonus, like keep an eye on that Jared Allen over 3.5 first quarter points. As long as it's 3.5 and you get anything like minus 125 or better, this should just be a system play, like just buying $100 of Bitcoin a week, right? Just go ahead and hit auto replenish on that bet against for Jared Allen, because there's no rhyme or reason other than he plays 10 minutes every first quarter. That's how the sort of rotations work. And that's what I care about for a first quarter bet, is just, are you playing enough minutes and occasionally shooting in the first quarter? And he's at about 3 to 4 field goal attempts, all right next to the basket, couple free throws. So just keep an eye on the Jared Allen over 3.5 first quarter points. I've basically just been blindly hitting it because it's got like a 78% hit rate this season. But let me take the pick that I do love a ton, and it's kind of a two-parter, but it's Jokic triple-double, plus 188 still. That's on Caesar. And I also just like the assists is why I like it. So if you get this 8.5 assists, which thankfully market pressure has moved it down from or moved it into the odds to better favor for us if we want to take an over 8.5 assists for Jokic. That's what this triple double is predicated on, because I don't think anybody's worried about him getting 10 rebounds or scoring 10 points against the Cavs. So that's what the value is based on. I would take 8.5 assists at minus 115. The triple double he's done twice now in the last three, dating back to last season against the Cavs. The one he didn't get was a 28 minute game for him. No Jamal Murray. They lost by 12. He gets fewer assists without Murray, by the way, especially this season, averaging 11.8 assists per 36 when he plays with Jamal. When he plays without Jamal, that goes down to about 10.8. So one full assist fewer, which, by the way, still averaging a triple-double when he has Jamal out there as well. So I'm not worried about this when it's his averages per 36, and I don't know how you play him less than 34 to 36 against Allen, Mobley, and the Cavs, right? The thing here for him is the assist. He had 16 potentials in that game that he didn't go over and had ended with 7, but still had the 16 potentials in 28 minutes, right? And then you see the next game goes up to the requisite roughly like 38 minutes that we would expect him to play even tonight, as they do want to come back and sort of oscillate back to the positive after a loss to Phoenix, after a nice win in Phoenix, going 2 steps forward, 1 step back for this team all season long, for sure, for the Nuggets. But now would be time to take another step forward. So I think they're going to be able to hang around this game. The way you beat this team is spot up shooting for the Cavs. You got them imbalanced as much as you can because they love to pressure the ball. And then they will give up some stuff off of the catch and shoot. They will pressure it with guys coming off ball. So that's really going to be a lot more of the way that you beat them. They're also bad against the post up, surprisingly. If you do want to do that, not very many teams have a post up scorer. So I don't know how much you care about how a team defends the post up, because there's like 5 dudes that actually try to score off of a post up in the league this year at this point in the league. So it's not that big a deal, but this is obviously the best one at doing it with more moves than Hakeem. So I think he's going to be good to just force them to double down. Without Aaron Gordon, you're going to see Evan Mobley and or Jared Allen out on Michael Porter Jr. And if they come to him, now we're talking about easy kickouts to their best spot up shooter. And that's also why I like MPJ to get some points tonight without Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, normally you'd be like, well, he doesn't have AG for the high-low, the lob, right? I mean, that's going to hurt his assist, but not in this matchup. Like, that's probably not going to be there anyway.
Right.
So now you get more Brown and Westbrook on back cuts, and, trying to take advantage of the less athletic guards for Cleveland. I think the dimes will be there for sure. And I mean, yeah, the rest of the double-double is always rock solid for Jokic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, death taxes and 10 rebounds and 10 points for Nikola Jokic. But that is all the time that we have for you in Play a Prop. So definitely make sure to subscribe to that page. Check out the best bets we have up for you that we're bringing alongside these each and every day. And don't forget those NFL Play a Props as well as we move into Week 17. So until we see you next, happy betting.